F1 testing has finally concluded and the Bahrain GP is just days away. So now it's time for my predictions of the first Grand Prix of the 2022 F1 season. Here's my top 5 for qualifying. Number 1, Charles Leclerc. Ferrari has looked very strong during testing, so I feel that they have a good chance at both being in the top 5. Leclerc has been up there throughout Barcelona and Bahrain testing, and I think he's got the skills to set himself on pole for qualifying. Whether he can keep that position, well, that's a different story when he'll have this man behind him. Max Verstappen. Red Bull, while at first was kind of playing it more low-key during testing, also looked good, with Max setting the fastest time on day 3. I think Max is still hungry for another title after winning last year, and I feel that he will bring it during qualifying to show that Red Bull hasn't fallen off that much in the last 3 months. Next, I have Carlos Sainz. He's one of the most underrated drivers I've ever seen. Even after his performance last year at Ferrari beating Leclerc, people still believe he isn't going to be as fast as Charles this year. I think he will be able to qualify within the top 3, as he has a great qualifying pace and has been near the top of the leaderboard through most of testing. And of course, I've got Lando in the top 5. He was really good during qualifying last year, but McLaren faced some braking issues during testing last week, hurting the number of research laps they could do. If McLaren addresses those issues, then I think Lando will definitely be able to take the MCL 36 to the top 5 during qualifying. He's done a great job. I think he'll be able to do it again. And number 5, we've got Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso was able to pull it together after some issues during Barcelona testing, and I think he'll be the one to make the most out of the Alpine this weekend. It might be surprising, but I think he's got a good shot at being closer to the front of the pack than most. And here are my picks for the final 5 of the Bahrain GP. Number 1, Max Verstappen. I know, I have Charles Leclerc on pole, but at the end, not even the top 5. There's a reason for that. For what Charles gains in qualifying, he typically loses in race pace, and I think that off the line, he'll be overtaken by Verstappen and Sainz, and maybe even Norris. I feel like once pressure is put on him, he isn't always able to stick in his position, and there's a good chance he could fall back to P6. I have Verstappen winning the Bahrain GP because I feel like that he has an even bigger drive inside of him after winning last season, and he's going to want to show the grid that he's here to contend again. And after the race pace that we saw from him last year, I definitely think he's going to bring that for this season opener. In number 2, I have Carlos Sainz. I think he'll take second place because with him, it's almost like the opposite of Leclerc. Most times, for what he does end up lacking in qualifying, he makes up for in race pace. So he'll make a strong showing with a top 3 finish and prove that he is going to be the number 1 driver for Ferrari this year. Another driver that will finish within the top 3 is Lando Norris. I think that a podium on the first race of this season is a little bit more than optimistic, but I think that he may be able to surprise us all. He was fastest on one of the days for Barcelona testing, and I think that after all the issues with the car are fixed, he'll be able to maximize it and bring them points that they really need. And 4th, we got Fernando Alonso. If he's able to make the top 5 in qualifying, then I have little doubt he'll be able to turn it into a good result for Alpine, who really want to jump back into the mix. He's got the experience and the pace on most days, and he's sometimes very hard to overtake. So I think that he will definitely put up a fight if he can qualify within the top 5. Number 5, I have Pierre Gasly. Yes, Pierre Gasly will break into the top 5. AlphaTauri hasn't looked so amazing so far in testing, although he did get the fastest time on the first day of Bahrain testing. If anybody can bring their car into a top 5 finish, it's Gasly. He's full of race pace, and his team always seems to have good strategies for him. I think he'll make the overtakes he needs to sneak into the top 5. And my final prediction, this is just an extra bonus prediction, is that Haas will score points. I know, the last team on the grid from last year is going to end up scoring points. One of the biggest surprises this season has been Haas's performance during testing, with Magnussen taking the fastest time for day 2 in their hour-night session, and Mick breaking into the top 2 on day 3. This could be the weekend that they show that they're becoming more of a midfield team. Haas has revitalized their energy with the return of their old pal Magnussen, and I think K-Mag will definitely be able to score into the top 10 at Bahrain. There's just something different about them now. Maybe it's what we all are thinking it is. I don't know, but they look strong. I'm actually quite worried. Everything might pay off for them, but we'll have to see. So there you go, my predictions of the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix. Let me know in the comments what your predictions are for the season opener and who you hope will be on the podium. If you enjoyed, then be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of my prediction videos coming this season. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one.